Hey there, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Couple of minutes late, 2 minutes late, but I'm still on. Hello. Hey, glad everybody coming in. Good morning. Good morning. Minister Grant, good morning to you. Jessica, Terrell, good morning. Miss Jai, good morning. Sister Phyllis, hello. Sister Nikki, good morning. Nikki Cole, Sheena, good morning to you. Sister Sheila, Brother Kenneth, good morning. Pastor Beverly, good morning. Smile for me, Alton 51, Cynthia, Mr. Garnett, Belinda Rawlins, good morning to everyone. Deacon Jones, hey. Sister Ronnie, Minister Bazemore. I think he did lose connection. It was fading off and on for me too. My dad's post this morning, so I didn't get it. I plan to go back and try to check out the replay to see if it'll come on, but I missed it as well. It was fading in and out. I thought it was me. Hey Stacy, good morning. I see you, J.E. Praying for your family too, man. All aboard. Yeah, let's cruise. Let's do it. So we're still cruising, right? We're still cruising, and we are in Acts 27. If you don't mind, I see the hearts are coming. I appreciate the hearts a lot. Could you also send out a couple of shares, if you don't mind? Hey, First Lady Bellamy. I couldn't get it to replay either. That's what I'm going to play with that replay to see if I can get my dad's scope to play back, but it did not. But look, we're in Acts 27, and so far, Paul has jumped on the ship. He's starting a journey to Rome, and while on that journey to Rome, thank you guys for the shares. While on that journey to Rome, yesterday, he switched ships, right? There was a ship shift, because God doesn't keep you in the same place. He always kind of changes what you do, how you do it, and the methodologies. Here's today, because now they're getting ready to set sail in this new ship. Paul looks at the sea. He looks up in the clouds, and he gives a warning to the captain, to all of those on the ship, and say, hey, we should probably wait because the weather really isn't to our advantage. They sit there for a while, but then a soft, gentle wind comes. Go look at it. A soft, gentle wind comes, and because of the gentle wind, they decide that it's okay to leave. They set sail and immediately run into a storm. Here's today's message, because I think there are places in all of our lives where when we look at what's on our ship, we have to assign value. Look, the captain is on the ship. Technically, he's in charge. There are other people that are on the ship. Clearly, there's cargo on the ship. You know, they had to pack probably mail. They had to pack food. There were probably some other items that were going over to Rome with them. And so there are a lot of things on the ship, but the most valuable thing on the ship, the most valuable cargo, the most valuable asset on that ship was Paul. And that's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you that you are the most valuable asset that you have. I mean, clearly outside of God, but here's the key. God kept the ship and every person on the ship because Paul was on board. And sometimes we miss out on our worth because people listen to the whispers of the wind that tell them to go in one direction instead of listening to what you give as advice, what you give as suggestions, what you make as sound facts. And if we're not careful, we'll start to decrease our self-worth because people aren't always doing it our way. Look, Paul's on the ship. He says, do not go, because if you go, it's going to be bad. They go anyway. But here's what Paul knows. Paul knows that just because things did not go his way, or because people didn't listen to his advice, that it doesn't mean that he doesn't have value. And you know what we do a lot of times when people don't do things our way is we toss them overboard. Or if people don't do things our way, we jump overboard. You know, we jump ship and try to get on some other vessel to find victory in another place. No. Listen, grow up, mature. Understand that just because people don't do it your way doesn't mean that you aren't worthy, that you don't have value. Stay on the ship. What you're missing is that if you kick them off the ship, or if you get out of the ship just because things are not going your way, or because people aren't listening to you, then you now compromise the whole journey. Look, these people are going to be saved because you are there. God protects people on your job. God provides for people in your family. God gives favor to people that are in your atmosphere, around you, sitting in the places you're in, simply because you are there. Look, I don't want you to think too highly of yourself. I don't want you to, puff yourself up. Don't take your grace for granted. But at the same time, you have to know your value. And there are things that are happening in your city, in your ministry, in your family, on your job, and things that are happening to you just because God values you. So, point one, when you speak and people don't listen, do not think that their lack of action to whatever you have articulated to them means that you don't have value. Two, understand that you don't always have to be in charge to have value. Look, Paul's on the ship, but Paul's not the captain. Matter of fact, Paul is a prisoner on this ship. He really is the lowest denominator on the whole boat. But the boat is kept and people are saved because he's there. This may sound preachy, but listen, you do not have to be the first person in order to do great things. You don't have to be the chairman to make change. You don't have to be the mayor to make moves. You don't have to be, the head person to change what's happening. Whoever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever your skill set is, whatever information you possess, whatever God has anointed you for, even in your retirement, there is value in who you are. Do not think that the other items that you have gained as cargo on your ship are what make this voyage worth the trip. No, this voyage has value because you're on it. The ships you're in, relationship, leadership, in worship, as a disciple in discipleship, whatever you're in, wherever you are, whoever you are, God wants you to know today that you have value. Don't assign your value to other people. Don't let other people diminish who you are by how they act based on what you say. Like Paul, realize that on this ship sailing to success, that you are the apple of God's eye. I don't want to spoil it, but later the ship itself is actually going to break. It's literally going to splinter into pieces. But God saves everyone on the ship simply because Paul's there. Even though they didn't listen to him, there was still some value in who he was and what he had to say. Today, speak up. If God tells you to say something, say it. If you have some idea, make it. If you have some suggestion, go ahead and throw it out there. If there's something that you're thinking about, some dream you have, some aspiration that's still tucked deep down within you, do not give up on it because there's value in who you are. This same guy, Paul, he writes it in 2 Corinthians. He says that we have this treasure in earthen vessels. Isn't that just like a person on a ship to talk about hidden treasures? Listen, don't let people pirate what you have inside of you. Hold on to it, release it at the right time, and you will find that you have always been God's most valuable cargo. Listen, have a great day today. Hope you've been blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow morning as we continue to sail towards success. All aboard.